Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Our next guest has been on our TV screens for over 4 decades, easily becoming one of Australia's most trusted journalists. She's reported on leaders, on politicians, on heroes and villains across the globe. But today she's uncovering what she says is the hardest story to tell, and that is her own story. Liz Hayes, hi.
Hello there, how are you?
Look at you. You didn't want to be a part of the story, but here you are.
No, I'm all nervy now. It's terrible.
No.
How did you find it? Because there's so many amazing stories in your book about your adventures with 60 Minutes, when you're on the Today Show, that people you've met, but also you have to tell your own story about your relationships and your family. How did you find all of that?
It was tough because my family have been my backbone, but also everybody knows, I've tried love a few times and it just kind of cut across my work and it just had to be included, I guess. It's not a tell-all, but it is. I think it helps complete who I am.
It is. You have been very frank about it.
And it's part of your life. There's a bit in the book where you say 3 marriages in a decade. That's like
I know.
It's quite extraordinary. Who does that?
You've said, Liz, that you said it can cost you when you choose a life of adventure. What do you mean by that?
I think you have great ideas and thoughts and perceptions of yourself, and then you find yourself knee-deep in it and think, what the hell is this adventure? I mean, this is just... it can be really confronting to realise you're actually a coward, to find out that you're not as brave as you hoped you would be. You're more emotional than you thought you would be. But slowly but surely, I guess you learn to man up, if I can use that term in this day and age. But you just have to find it, I think. And that's probably what I did do as I went on.
One thing I found curious in the book, that Bob Hawke asked you for a weekend up on the Gold Coast.
That is curious, and curious to me too. And of course it comes off the end of my marriage to John Singleton. So, of course, that for me was most peculiar because they were great mates. And in my time with John Singleton, I interacted with Bob Hawke, but I had no idea. And, I couldn't quite fathom it, where this invitation would come from. So it was really a bit unsettling, really.
Yeah, well, it would be, because he was married at the time, wasn't he?
Well, was he? Yes,
Was he?
Well, maybe Liz, it was totally just innocent. Maybe it was just to go up and see Movie World and, check out SeaWorld.
Yes.
You're right. I got it wrong. I just went to the dark side.
You did. That's such a Liz. That's a Liz Hayes move, right there.
Liz, you've met so many incredible people, from Afghani warlords to famous movie stars. Who was the most charismatic that you ever met? Even if they were a baddie, who had the most charisma oozing out of them?
I must say Dustin Hoffman. He had this extraordinary manner about him, which was, he was quite the flirt, but very funny, and I was surprised by that.
But he loved you.
He did. He wouldn't go home.
Yeah.
And his minder had to sort of try and prize him from the room. But, he said, no, you go, I'll hang around. So,
he wanted to take you to the Gold Coast.
Actually, I hadn't even thought of that. But yes, he managed to surprise me, I must say.
Because you had Russell Brand, and recently he's been in the... When you say you had Russell Brand, you interviewed Russell Brand.
Rephrase.
But as you said in the book, you were 56 at the time, and that was part of his shtick, undoing your bra strap, which sounds terrible when you say it just like that, but it was part of of a time.
Yes, look, that was a real conundrum for me, facing that story in the light of today. What we all thought we saw, and what I did feel at the time, was that this was a guy being him, outrageous, and behaved so in front of the cameras. But, when the cameras were off, he was a complete gentleman in the light of allegations. What can I say?
Exactly.
Do you remember the first story you ever did for the Manning River Times?
I can't remember exactly the first one, but there's some that's, I was sent to court, actually. I've never been in a courthouse in my life. And Kenny Mack, the editor, sent me off to the court to cover the Court of Petty Sessions. And the only advice he really gave me was, don't forget to bow. I had no idea what he meant.
What do you mean?
Well, when you go in and the magistrate comes out, everybody rises and bows.
You got to bow.
Yeah, and I just walked in and started bowing to everybody. So that was a bit embarrassing.
And I like Amanda's being all coy about it, as if you don't know what it's like to face a judge,
When I'm
Amanda.
up for my break and enters.
Liz, this is a great book, and I just love seeing you on telly. I love what you on Under Investigation, the TV show that is, not Liz Under Investigation.
Liz,
and the
distinction.
And the new book is out. I'm Liz Hayes. It's out now. Liz, thank you.
Oh, look, I thank you both so much. It's really one of those difficult things, and selling yourself is really tough going, I've got to say. So I appreciate it greatly.
Liz, you are
Well
so
done.
interesting and so lovable. It's the
Yes.
easiest thing in the
It's a
world
good
for us
story.
to do.
It's
And
easy.
thank you.
Thank you.